Welcome to the International Sports Hall of Fame. Dr. Robert Goldman is the founder and chairman of the Hall of Fame and is the sole funder and sponsor of this annual event. The Hall does not accept any commercial sponsorship, and none of the attendees or media pay fees to attend. Dr. Goldman has been a strong supporter of the Arnold Sports Festival since its inception. He was the chief doctor for bodybuilding and fitness worldwide in 190-plus nations and chairman of the IFBB and NPC medical committees for decades. Dr. Goldman is not only the sole sponsor of the Hall of Fame event, he has also sponsored the Arnold Sports Film Festival, the Highland Games, USA Arm Wrestling, and the Martial Arts event and America's Next Great Trainer competition. Dr. Goldman also donated the 800-pound bronze statue of Arnold Schwarzenegger to the city of Columbus. The statue stands in front of the Columbus Convention Center, home of the Arnold Sports Festival. Dr. Goldman is a world-class athlete himself. He is an upper-level black belt martial artist and holds over 20 world strength and endurance records, including 361 consecutive handstand push-ups and 13,500 consecutive sit-ups. Dr. Goldman is listed in the Guinness World Book of Records for his remarkable athletic accomplishments.
Welcome, everybody, to the International Sports Hall of Fame. Our next inductee, and since this is a bodybuilding weekend, it's not hard to understand why Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, is being inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. Ronnie was born in Louisiana, graduated cum laude. He was a sharp guy from Grambling University where he played football. But as you know, a lot of ball guys that start out playing football, they gravitate to bodybuilding, they forget all about football. Ronnie won the Mr. Texas in first place in both the heavyweight and overall categories in bodybuilding. He then went on to win his first competition as a professional, the Canada Pro Cup in 1995. The following year, he won the contest again, followed by first place win in the 1997 Russian Grand Prix. He then went on to win 8 Mr. Olympias, making him one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. And there are very few that have won so many. Lee Haney and Arnold Schwarzenegger winning 7. Ronnie also supports, as a giving back, he supports the Inner Cities Games. Inner Cities Games associated, which was co-founded by Governor Schwarzenegger in 1991. He is the recipient of the 2001 Admiral in Texas Navy Certificate from the Texas Governor, Nick Perry, for outstanding achievements. And the one thing I can tell you about Ronnie, he is one of the few bodybuilding athletes, he returns every email from every fan who ever writes to him. So this is a guy that really wants to connect with people and give back. Let's hear. And Ronnie, by the way, had surgery, had back surgery, shoulder surgery, and he's here. It's like a miracle, and this guy made it anyway. So let's give it up for 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman. And again, no problem with the neck action here, even with back surgery. Stay right here, stay right there, Ronnie, because I'm going to put this on you so you can get some shots. This shows dedication. Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank God for getting me here safe and sound. Of course, I wouldn't be here without my lovely wife, Susan, who's been with me every step of the way. Just had, like he said, had 11-hour surgery on my back, had a couple of cages put in, about 6, 7 screws, some plates. But like I said, this is probably the highest honor post Mr. Olympia that I've ever received. And I wouldn't miss this for the world. Some other people who are very responsible for helping me get here. Vicky Gates was one of the people who was very instrumental in helping me win my first Mr. Olympia. Of course, my buddy Flex Wheeler, Brian Dobson, who's my angel, basically. I try to tell people all the time that I didn't choose bodybuilding. Bodybuilding pretty much chose me because all I ever wanted to do was just be the greatest accountant in the world and Once that didn't work out, I gravitated to the police department, and then that worked out pretty good. I worked 15 years there, but like I said, bodybuilding kind of like chose me, and took Brian Dobson probably about 5 or 6 tries before he finally got me to accept it. What happened was I just got released from the academy and walked in Metroflex gym one day, and Brian saw me and said, hey, man, you're pretty big. You need to compete. I'm like, no, man, it's all right. You know, I just got this job at the police department, and I just want to work there and, you know, just try to make it as high as I can there. Well, I went in the gym probably about 3 or 4 days after that, and Brian just kept on asking me, man, you really need to compete. I'm like, no, Brian, it's okay. You know, I just want to work for the police department. I don't want to diet and do all that stuff and, you know, take all the drugs those guys take. Like, oh, you wouldn't have to do that. I'm like, no, that's okay. Well, Brian was pretty insistent. And about my 5th day in there, he said, I'll tell you what. He said, I give you a free membership to the gym if you compete in this show coming up in like 3-4 months. At the time, I was like, you know, kind of broke and didn't have a lot of money. And he said, I teach you how to pose, I teach you how to diet, everything. I'm like, dude, you pretty much had me at free. I was like, all you had to do was say free membership, and I'm there. So Brian, he taught me how to diet, taught me how to pose and everything, and went in and won my first bodybuilding show, Mr. Texas, and went on after that and got to the Nationals my first year in the sport. You know, a lot of guys don't do it, and I placed 3rd. And next year, I went on and went back to the Nationals again, placed 4th. And the way they did it back then, if you could pass the drug test, you could go over to the World Championships that year was held in Poland. There were 44 guys in my class, and luckily I was the only one that showed up to take the drug test or whatever. Took it, passed it, went and won the World Championships. Went to my first bodybuilding show as a pro and placed 11th. My second show placed 14th. I won my first pro show in 1995, the Canada Cup. Went back to Canada, won again, 97, won it again, won again in 98. And of course, when I was going to quit the sport of bodybuilding, had Vicky Gates talk me into not quitting because I wasn't doing so good in 97, and she said, man, I told her, like, man, you know, I got this job at the police department. I really don't need bodybuilding. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to just give it up. And she's like, well, shut up. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know, if I quit bodybuilding, I'd lose my free membership at the gym. So needless to say, you know, 97, when I was thinking about quitting, you know, I didn't quit and went on and won my first Miss Olympia in 1998, and of course the rest is history. So in closing, I just like to say, all you got to do is keep your faith in God and work hard, train hard, and you too can make it into the Hall of Fame. Thank y'all.